apparently we're straight into it.
Tis a sad day, Winston.
She will live on forever in our hearts.
Surely, Winston. And for this is but a memorial service. There may yet be news from Von Croy in Egypt.
Indeed. We can only hope and pray that she may yet return to us. But I fear Von Croy digging
Now with that,
in
thank you
the
for 10
hopes
gift
of
subs. I
discovering
believe
her
I was
alive
muted
may
so that I didn't
only
cough
be
throughout the
met
intro.
with
Instead, we'll
lack
talk
of
over it.
reality.
Yeah.
Indeed, indeed.
The cutscenes are supposed to be 4:3, so they might look a little... Well, Lara might look a little thicker than she's supposed to be.
Pontificate over the day's disheartening events.
Indeed, my friend. Even the heavens cry out.
Ah, the Philosopher's Stone. One of Lara's early conquests, and one of her most challenging pursuits, if my memory serves me.
And Rome still bears the scars of that little episode.
Ah, she was never one for diplomacy, Lara. But she certainly knew how to paint the town red.
Well, god darn, ain't she just a picture?
Ah, the charming Mr. Larson. Has Pierre let you off the leash? Talking of which, where is our learned friend?
Oh, he's around. You got the cash?
I've got the cash, but I don't deal with the monkey.
Well, now that ain't polite for a lady. Even if the monkey has the Mercury Stone.
Lucky I'm in a generous mood. Ah, crawled out from under your rock, I see.
No need for unpleasantries, Miss Croft. I'm afraid I must, once again, relieve you of your burden.
Easy come, easy go.
The crowd goes wild.
It ain't over till the fat lady sings.
She was already singing, wasn't she?
Fucking Bronco, baby! We ain't gonna make that gap, boss.
We'll make it.
Ain't gonna.
We'll make it.
What did I tell you?
Mon Dieu!
Wait, no tutorial. And Lara quickly changed into her swimsuit. I love it. Which installment of Uncharted is this? Man without hair. We can go into the opera or that way. I like going left normally, but I don't know why you'd go back into the opera. Unbelievable costume change. 0 out of 10 stars. Unplayable.
To perform a sideways somersault, press left and jump. To monkey swing, jump straight up at the bars and press and hold action.
It's a tutorial!
Then push forward.
They hit it! To do this, press this, then this.
For me to climb this wall, stand next to it and press forward and action together. Keep hold of action and push up to climb the wall. To climb around corners, just keep pushing in the desired direction. For me to crawl, hold down crouch and now push forward.
Rude.
To use the lever switch, stand next to the switch and press action.
Boys, you've arrived. I was waiting for you to write a
swim,
Y on the next
jump
line.
into the water.
And without
Use
hair.
action to swim forward and the directions to steer.
I would have had a giggle. You're only here for 40 minutes because it's the last hour of your work shift. I guess that makes sense. Somewhat. Do we go through here? Panz with the commentary. We're going to go through here first, and then we're going to swim up and go up here. You would have been here early, but you're watching Spider-Man Homecoming, then Brave, in the previous hours of your work shift. Yeah, what else are you going to do? Work? Is Brave the, is that the Pixar one with the little girl with the long red curls? The archer? Is she an archer? Is it good?
To climb out, swim to the edge and press action.
The Scottish princess, is it? Okay. Hello, Zergos, man. How's it going?
To walk the tightrope, Walk up to the rope and press action.
New mechanic.
Push forward. If you unbalance, push in the opposite direction to correct.
How could you come unbalanced? What? Wait. Okay, she automatically just swings those hips one way or the other, and you have to push the other direction. I thought this is easy. This is like you just push the up out, like you use the D-pad. I can understand if you're using the joystick, you could unbalance. There was a Super NES, an SNES game called Pilot Wings. And the very first level had you in a biplane, and all you had to do was push the D-pad forward to tilt the nose of the plane down a little bit. Yeah, it was an amazing game, right? So all you had to do is you had to tilt the nose of the plane down a little bit, and then at some stage tilt the nose back up using, like, so you'd push forward on the D-pad, or up, which some people don't get over it, and then backwards on the D-pad, or down. No left or right. And the plane would go through the rings, easy 100 out of 100 points. I don't even think you had to land that one. Right? I remember playing with my stepdad, he couldn't do it. The plane kept going left, right, all over the place. And I was like, what, like 11 or 12 at the time? I'm trying to explain, no, don't push left or right. Otherwise the plane will go left or right. You just, and this is on the, like, the D-pads on the Super Nintendos, like, they were quite easy to just, you just push, they were in grooves. They didn't have the 8 direction too well. They kind of, but the original ones, they were fairly stiff. Like, it was easy to just push one direction. I don't know what he was doing, He was trying. He was a good guy, but, yeah, no, terrible at games. Beelzebuzz, my man. What's going on, dude? You see my new doggo? He taught me funny. There's a picture and a video in Discord. Yeah, guys, join the Discord. Can we get the Discord? I need to promote the Discord more. Guys, please join the Discord. We attempt to have conversations about things, and we post pictures of pets and foods and talk about video games. And we talk about upcoming tournament of games and all these other stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I like the Discord channel. I don't know what to do, Lara. You didn't tell me what to do at this junction. Am I supposed to climb one of these? Is that what she wants? What do you want me to do, Lara? You're not telling me what you want me to do with your body. Dude, that Patrick Swayze meme. What, Zergos? I control her body. Look, she walks forward, she walks back, she jumps. There's also a health kit up there that I want. Hey Zergos, I got the Risen Gothic Arcania pack today. Oh, here's something else. Did you know that Risen 1 is banned in Australia? I did not know this. I was trying to work out how there was a... That's how I knew there was multiple Risens. I knew, like, how there was Risen 2 and Risen 3, but no Risen 1. Okay, this is back at the start, right? I'm pretty sure we're back at the start now. Can we just leave? Is that the plan? Do we just leave? I wonder if this is the first platform. This is the one where she says, "This is how you jump a long distance. Now, jump over here." Why is AU bearded bad games? So at the time, which was ages ago that Risen 1 came out, we didn't have an R18 rating for games. So games could only be classified as MA15 plus, which in movies means you have to be 15 or older to go to, or be accompanied by a parent or guardian. And that changed at one point, so I don't know if that's still the thing or if it changed into that. I stopped worrying about it when I got old enough that it didn't matter anymore, right? But at that time, there was no R rating for games, so you couldn't have an 18 plus rating. It didn't exist, which meant there was no way of blocking something that needed to have a rating for adults only. And some games got hit, some didn't. Some still do, like I can't remember if it was the first South Park RPG or the second one, like whether it was the recent ones, you know? One of those had to be edited. So they changed the scene to have a crying koala on it. Basically laughing at Australian players. Like GTA, yeah. Oh, GTA got rid of all the voices as well and went back to like Grand Theft Auto 1 voices. Okay, how do I get out of here now? Panz lost. Grand Theft Auto 3. The first one on PlayStation got taken off the shelves because some mother overheard, like, okay, so it was an MA15, I think, when it came out. So you had to be older than, you had to be 15 or older to buy it, which meant you had to have ID. And so a lot of 15 and 16-year-olds don't have ID until they get their learners. You can get I think you have to be 16. It's like a 16 plus card you can get. But obviously you can only get that when you're 16. So there were people that were, there were adults that were, for money, were buying copies for people. So I can't remember how much the box price was, but for an inflated amount, if you had to give them more, they would be standing out the front of like video game stores and Kmart and stuff, and basically saying like, if it was a $60 game, for $70 they would buy a copy and bring it to you. Doge, which was illegal, right? But you know. It's illegal to dress up as Robin and Batman in Australia. Really? Huh. That's news to me. That doesn't mean it's not true. The light bulb one, I don't know about there's some thing with that, whereas as a tenant, you're not supposed to change a light bulb. Okay, we need to find a key. It's an offence to possess 50 kilograms of potatoes in West Australia. Nice. Wonder if the key was at the end of the training part of the level. She just went and stuck her hand in that wall, didn't she? Is it the SBS website? Yeah, maybe. Yes, it is legal to urinate on the rear left tyre of your car. No, rear right. No, rear left? Yeah, passenger side. You obviously not while the car's moving and you must be pulled over. Because we drive on the left side of the road for the Americans in chat. So the driver's side is on the right, so rear left is the rear passenger side tire. You are allowed to pull over and pee on it. It's not often done. It's just one of those obscure laws that makes the urban legend of obscure things because it's funny. Usually tenants and landlords don't enforce the light bulb thing. It's a... We have bayonets and Edison bulbs. It's come... There's... It would have to be some obscure thing with that happened at some stage, so some law got made. One of the places we lived in a few years ago, the bayonet housings were so old and plastic and brittle that when we took a light bulb out to replace it, or there's a thing we can get up there, the ears from the housing came out with the light bulb, so we couldn't put another bulb in there. And the real estate agent couldn't understand what I was trying to tell her. And she's like, you serious? You need me to get an electrician out to replace a light bulb? And I'm like, I don't need an electrician to replace the bulb. The electrician needs to replace the fitting the bulb goes into. And she's like, why? I'm like, because it's broken. Okay, the bulb won't go in. And she had no idea. I think this is the one we just reached into, but it showed a door going up in front of another one of these. So I'm guessing we reach into that one. And what I hated about that place, we go through real estates when we rent because I don't want to have to deal with owners because owners are dicks, right? For the most part, and I get that, right? You don't want, if you're not paying a real estate because you're a tight ass that doesn't want to pay a real estate, it's because you're a tight ass. So you're not going to allow repairs to be done until you've vetted that the repair actually needs to be done. I don't want that. I want to go to a real estate, so if something's broken... Why bats? So if something's broken, it can get fixed. You know, I don't want some tight-ass real estate going, do you really need a hot water system? You know, because I have had that happen before. And it sucked. Like, we went months. It was like 2 months or something without a hot water system. Because the landlord was being a dick. Right? However, at that stage we were going through a real estate. And I informed them that we were no longer paying rent, and they sort of said, yeah, we kind of have to allow that. I'm like, but that doesn't mean I'm happy. Like, living in a place with no hot water, sure, it's rent-free, but I like to bathe. You know, it was winter too, so it was a problem. Well, I mean, as winter as it gets in Queensland, which means that you didn't actually mind, but you didn't want to have cold showers. But anyway, yeah, so they then tell us, they're like, oh, we can't approve it because the owner is away. He's informed us he's on holiday for 2 weeks. I'm like, we've got no light in the living room. You know, and this is a small, like, little townhouse, so it was half the dining room and the living room had no light. Yeah, Queensland winter, right? And I said to the guy, I said, well, this is why we go through real estate, so we don't have to deal with landlords. Like, you guys need to deal with this. Like, we have an unlit house. Yeah, jerks. So she came out that day to have a look to find out what I meant. And I showed her, and she's like, oh yeah, we need to get an electrician for this. I'm like, if only you'd called one 4 hours ago, maybe we could have had light on tonight. You know, she didn't like that, and I get it. I was starting to be a prick myself, but, you know, like, I called them. It happened the night before. I called them first thing in the morning. And I get it. Maybe they don't want to actually have to deal with things when they come to work. But, you know, I gave them all day. We can almost get on the roof from here, maybe. Is this a monkey bar thing? Maybe. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like you probably can get a cheaper rent if you rent direct from landlord, but which is cool if you want that. But yeah, you have to get the landlord to approve stuff. Dogs. Yeah. So instead of calling an electrician, she gets hold of the owner. Right? Who then calls me at convenient for him, which was like 9 o'clock at night, to ask me what was wrong. And I said, well, what's wrong is that I'm sitting in the dark in the house because the light fitting's broken. And even though the real estate has come out and seen that it requires an electrician, there still hasn't been an electrician come out. He's like, oh yeah, I have to approve all that stuff. I'm like, well, you also have to approve a rent-free week. Because it was at the end of the week, the electrician wasn't coming out. I'm going to have to go a weekend without a thing. He's like, oh no, you can't not pay rent. I'm like, you can't not fix the house I live in. He assured me that he could. The real estate then assured me I wouldn't have to pay rent. And he was really mad. Like he called to, you know, get angry at me for going behind his back to the real estate agent that I rent through. You don't understand why I think most landlords are dicks, right? I still don't think the second one we put our hand through, which didn't seem to do anything except open a gate. So if all it did was open this gate to let us out of lead us back into an area we already had access to, there may have been an item in here. Right? That makes sense? I passed some windows. Whereabouts? Through here or out in the courtyard? I saw some balconies that I doubt we can get to, but it is Lara Croft. Through here? Oh, yeah, we might be able to shoot them. I didn't think about that. Yeah, good call. Was there another one? There's a health pack, so at least get that. Oh, is that going to be used as a tightrope? The whole tightrope mechanic? What's making it harder? Like, so, federal government put in a thing over here preventing changes of rent that were negative impact towards tenants with Corona, right? That ends in the end of March. Okay, can't jump and grab that. And over here was a good market for renters. Lots of available houses. Rent was cheap. There was good competition. Like, people started fixing up their dumps to make them more appealing. With basics like adding ceiling fans into bedrooms that didn't have them. And putting security screens on windows and whatnot. Nice things that are somewhat important to some families, right? Because our state government closed the borders really early in the Corona thing, and there's the key. Our confirmed cases have been minimal and been traceable back to specific boats or people coming in from other states where, like, there was almost complete border closage, not quite. What happened was people over east, like, comparatively, our rent is cheap where we live in the country. Like, there's comparable places in Victoria and New South Wales, you'd be paying double, if not triple, in rent over there. So with a lot of companies doing work from home or remote work, what a lot of people have been doing is, and this kind of sucks, people that live in Melbourne and Sydney have been taking out a rental property in WA, in Perth, over where I live. And then because they now are a resident, they were able to get the limited flights to move here. They had to go into quarantine and then live here. So all the rentals disappeared. And so a lot of the people that have been told that certain repairs or renovations were going to get done to their property for when they can review rent in the end of March, those aren't getting done now because there's no rentals available. So all the landlords are like, I don't have to do jack. They can charge more because the people that are coming from Sydney and Melbourne are used to paying between double and triple. So the rent prices are going up all the places that we'd been keeping eyes on just to sort of keep tabs on the rental market. All the prices have gone up for like a massive amount. Purely because, if someone was going to pay, $800 or $900, between $800 and $900 over east, they can now come over here and the market was $300 to $400. They're like, yeah, I'll pay $500 or $600. That's less than what I'm paying now. And everyone over here is like, yeah, but that's way more than what we're paying. And especially with a lot of companies sort of saying they're potentially not going to, a lot of jobs have been performing really well from the remote working. So they're like, a lot of them are places have downsized their office or just pulled out of having an office altogether. Where's the turret? I'm just going to look to see what's far. Oh, it's a dude. Alright, if it's only a dude, we'll probably just kill him. Now, there was also a tightrope, but I don't know if it goes from here to the other side or from the other side to here. Now, I know technically it goes both ways, but if we're talking about a video game with an ending part of the level, it probably only goes one, we only need it to go one way. And I think it's going to go into that building, actually. Oh, that'll be a secret. Oh, Lara definitely goes both ways. So yeah, we solved the problem of where were all the rentals going. Dirty eastern state deserters. Oh wait, not new game. Load game. Okay, so when you die in this, it goes back to the main menu. Normally, like in previous games, you die, it goes to the loading screen. Oh, what's this? Some sort of Star of David coin. Some massive Star of David coin. When you own the property you lived in, you looked at renting it out rather than selling it and moved abroad. Yeah, so we're in a position. We've got a place that we rent out in Queensland for reasons. We had to keep it. We had to own it instead of we had to rent it out. Weren't able to sell it. We were fortunate enough to have people we know move in it. So. Am I dead? Yeah. Mortgage companies won't do that unless you have a special type of mortgage. I mean, one of the things you can do is not tell them. At your own risk, of course. You can't insure it against damages, though, when you do that. Usually. They force landlords into being jerks or squeezing money out of them, leaving nothing spare for proper upkeep and stuff. Well, I mean, if you're looking at buying a house and using your tenants to pay off the mortgage, then yes. But saying forcing, probably not the right way, because if you're buying a house purely so that your tenants can pay the mortgage off, you're kind of forcing yourself into bad business practice. That's almost the equivalent of think of like in a video game where you can from vendors buy the materials you need to make something and then make something else or breaking it down and making more and then selling and then cycling and redoing that until you have infinite monies. The mortgage for a rental property was 3 times higher per month than when you were buying it for yourself. Hang on. The mortgage for a property was 3 times higher than when... So it was cheaper for you to rent in it? I think that's standard. It was cheaper when you were buying off your own mortgage. How long had you owned it for, though? That's one of the biggest factors. Now, if you'd only owned it for like a year, then something's wrong. If you'd owned it for like 10 years, then that's the way it should be, because the amount you borrowed isn't, and the paying off doesn't reflect the current standing. About 5 years. That's probably about okay then. Because remember, because the 5 years previous is you borrowed what you needed to pay for the rest of the house, and that usually the amount you borrow could usually go up, whereas the rental market does go up. And if that happened, and it also depends how long ago is this. You know, if this was like a decade or even 2 decades ago, that makes a lot of sense, because that's usually when, you know, like there was a big... Wait, are we back in the courtyard again? Are we just chasing down this guy? Also depends on location. You know, like country town, less likely to have happened, but if you're close to like metro or city, that's very likely to happen. 5 years that you'd be better off with a mortgage in a place than new renters in it. So I think we're chasing down this guy that we had been shooting at. I wonder if he's gone back into the opera. Probably not, right? Oh, hang on. Buy to let. Is this some sort of thing where you're sort of renting to and paying it off in the process? Or you're buying it so you can rent it out and have someone else pay it off in the process? Answer, my dude. Thanks so much for the 19 months.
Wee, that's a handsome beard.
Thanks, man, mate. Appreciate it. Buying to let is when you buy it for the sole purpose of renting it out. Yeah, you're not going to make money off that. That's for people who want to negatively gear a house, not for someone who wants a business venture or someone who wants a long-term investment. You're not supposed to make money off that. Otherwise, you could just do that with 50 houses and just never work, right? And everyone could do it. That would be practically making money. Well, it would be. That'd be like printing money. So the idea, if you buy a house that you want to rent out, you're going to lose money off that on a yearly basis, and you need to be okay with that. There's no making money off that. The making of the money is when, in 5 or 10 years' time, the value of the property's gone up, so that when you sell it, now you make money. Or you negatively gear it because you're paying the highest tax bracket, and the loss you make off that, the difference is less than the tax you would have paid. You need to be able to afford the deposit. Yeah, but you'll have the deposit after. So what you do is you just borrow the deposit, and then after your first month's rent of making in all the money, you pay back the deposit. You know, it's like. But that's the thing. Like, you're not like anyone looking at buying a house purely to rent out and be like, oh, I've saved up a deposit, I'm going to make money off this. No, you're not. That's perfectly normal. That's standard. If you find a house that you can positively gear, the issue is you're very unlikely going to get any growth out of that house over time, and potentially not be able to sell it, because those are in markets. That's the issue we had with the house we were living in that we had to move out of when we moved over here. There's no growth in the market, so the rental price was worth more. The rental dollars was worth more than the mortgage dollars. So we're currently making money off the rent. Like, the rent at the house we have in pays for the mortgage and insurance and some maintenance and a little bit extra. But when we sell that house, we're going to sell it for pretty much the same price we bought it, if we can ever sell it, because there's no growth in that area. So the rental prices are astronomically low. They're like a third of the rental price of everywhere else in the probably the country, but the buy price is low as well. You could have rented down the slide, yeah, but you might find getting. So we need to find another one of those round keys for that one. Insurance is an issue there, because if you find it hard if you're renting it on the sly, you won't get landlord insurance. So if someone doesn't pay you, you would have to take them to court. You wouldn't have insurance against that. You wouldn't have insurance against damages. And not having insurance against damages is kind of risky if you go for property. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works, Borzoi, is that the idea is that it's either a house that you own outright already or very close to it, so you can actually make a little bit of money off it, or you're buying knowing that it's going to be a loss, but the gain you're looking for is 10 years later when the house property value has gone up. Or someone, or you've saved up a big enough deposit that the amount you're borrowing is considerably less as a percentage of the house, and so you don't, you can cover the mortgage with whatever the rent, the amount of suitable rent would be. Wow, only because I've played enough of these games, which is maybe what you need. Like, if this was my first Tomb Raider, I never would have thought of trying to open that door. And that's something really important to think about if you've developed a couple games and you're doing another one. If you've sort of developed the game with, oh look, there's a thing there. Can we shoot the rock? No. It needs to be intuitive as a standalone, not just because someone played it before. Or played something similar before. Can't see what she is.
No. No.
Why can't I use the laser sight?
No.
Okay, okay.
No.
Oh, what are those? Oh, mice. No, get out. Dirty rats. Now, where was that garden door? With the, oh, they're jumping off the gross. The thing you need to do if you intend to try buying is get an agreement in principle. Yeah, what I was about to say the exact same thing. What now? Oh man, that guy's got dragons. Did the gate not open just then? I thought we opened the gate in here with the second key. Oh, we opened the gate over there, maybe? This is how much we will be willing to loan. That's what we got when we went shopping. So, which is a lot of banks are doing now. Instead of having to find a place and having, that all agree, you provide them your income and whatnot, and they will say we will provide up to this much. That way you can go put in offers and stuff, and not have it subject to finance because the finance has already been sorted.
Rodents, I wouldn't wonder. Big rodents.
Idiot! Idiot! What does the cowboy hope to achieve with this mindless firing?
Ain't mindless. Ain't we trying to kill her anymore then?
You were kicked in the head by a horse, we? So the brain doesn't work correctly?
How'd you know about that?
Never
Yeah,
mind.
that's it,
Never
Bullseye.
mind.
Yeah, that's what we did for ours.
We wait until she collects the other pieces. In this fashion, we have the full price at no extra effort.
You is one clever cookie, boss.
Comparatively, yes. Come, let's get off this roof. And I will buy you a milkshake.
He just called his friend an idiot. Yeah. I missed the joke. The part where he told her not to kill her because she can do the work, and so I'm assuming that's the first stone we got from the dude in the opera. A couple other places we can go around that way. We walked in there. There is one running. He asked the guy if he was brain damaged and then said something about like he's acting like he got kicked in the head with a horse. Oh, he said, how'd you know about that? The cutscenes are very soft for me. I have to remember not to like talk through them just because they're soft for me, though. Because I'm pretty sure you guys can hear them. Why is she looking up there? No, okay, Borzoi. Work is over, so you're heading home. I get that. I'll see you next time you have work. It's kind of silly, the game giving us a laser sight here. We had to get a laser sight to get here. Oh, maybe someone used a cheat. Maybe you can use the cheat code to get here. Redundancy's fine, I guess. I wonder if it was a hint. I thought I heard something move. Stairs. Okay, so the laser sight there is not because we didn't just get one, it's a hint. Yeah. Doesn't help us though. Okay. There was another way we could go down here. I was through here. No, it's just to get Lara in the water, I guess. There's a door there, but I couldn't see any switches. How's the brightness for you guys? I should pull up the stream somewhere else. And 95. Because I've got the gamma turned up on the game screen behind me a little bit. Ah. Maybe that's what opened. Yeah, the water drip effects. Top notch, eh? Damn bats. What did that do? Did that open one of these down here? No. Can't wait till I hit the current ones. Me too, man. It's like I said. I'm gonna focus. Oh, this opened. I'm gonna. I don't want to play too much less Monster Train because it grows the channel, but I don't want it to end up being Slay the Spire, where the channel reaches wherever it can get to and then starts crumbling down really quickly, and I'm left about ready to quit streaming. Yeah. But I also can't get as much as I keep forcing myself to play that extra game once my brain goes mushy. I lose that game, and it can't do any good for the channel. Roblox? No. And I like, you know, from, you know, classic RPG to action, adventure story games like this, full-on CRPG, you know, like the tabletop version. Hey, we freed a bird. Minecraft is smoother than this. Minecraft has RTX on it. You know, Minecraft has settings that some of the, you know, the best rigs won't handle. Like that's hardly a fair comparison. Play Freebird? No. What did we just do? Oh! I don't know what we did though. Are we supposed to time this? Nope. Ah, that opened. This opened up here. flight simulator based game? No. No, I like the strategy games. I like my puzzle games. I like my story-driven games. I like being able to play games. No, you're supposed to grab hold of that, Lara. So it's just finding the balance. Goat sim, but bird sim? No. No bird sim for you. Tree sim? If I was going to play a bird sim, there's a game came out recently called The Falconer. That looks kind of fun. You would not like a tree sim? Leave it alone. No point trying to branch out. Man, that's ballsy going for a double pun in a single phrasing. I don't even think Chromo's ever even tried pulling something like that off. You did it well, Naughty Pine. Well played. Well played. Hey, I found one of the things. Where was it now? Is it down this way? You would not like a tree sim? The knot doesn't count. That's not good enough. Leave it alone. No point trying to branch it. Now I'm only giving you 2. And a sweet bongo solo. The sweet bongo. I'll give Lara a sweet bongo solo. Mrs. Panz. Okay. Where's that key? It just opened a door to a key thing. Oh, that was probably outside. Do you reckon that was the outside one? How do we get Panz to play Untitled Goose Game? Come up with a theme that's animal-based for the Tournament of Games and vote it in to win. I'm not having much luck with people suggesting games in Discord. Join the Discord, guys. Dolphin Chemist! My man. The other day when you said you dropped in to say hello and I was too busy playing video games, I shed a little tear and I thought I'd become a bad streamer. I have been waiting. I've been diligently watching chat.
Begging your pardon, ma'am, but if you'd like
for those 2 words about porpoise scientists. You weren't going to get past me a second time. How you doing?
Now, the second stone, if you please, Miss Croft.
Come get it.
It's a little too late in the evening for these games. Larson, search her, if you please.
Well, god darn if I don't get all the best jobs.
Larson, you get a bit handsy there. Whoa! Toss!
Want to try
Toss!
the
Toss!
back pockets?
Larson, enough! Enough! My patience is exhausted with this childish nonsense. The stone, Miss Croft.
If you put this into that gate, Pierre, you're going to get a lot more than you bargained for. Trust me.
I'll put it in then.
That would be one of the stupidest moves you've made. And that's saying something. I think you'll appreciate.
Lara, your nose polygon seams is showing. You broke your glasses. and your car
A nice
died, but your
try
car
as
is fixed and you're
always,
getting new
Miss Croft.
glasses.
Wait for it.
Huh. Okay, we're going with good news. We're going glass half full. Your car's fixed and new glasses.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
What is it? What have we done?
In your usual flamboyant style, you have set in motion the next gate phase.
Next gate phase?
If my memory serves me, the gate has realigned itself, and if it does not receive 2 stones in the next few moments... If I was you, I'd grab your Cro-Magnon cowboy over there and run as fast as your little legs can carry you. Au revoir, mon cher.
Au revoir, Michel. Next gate phase.